Today we are getting into episode 5. We're at 5, y'all. So with episode 5, it's called Caught in the Middle. Before we get into the situation, I want to remind you guys to go to our YouTube channel, subscribe so you don't miss any episodes, okay? Have you guys ever found yourself in the middle of somebody else's problem? Okay, well, that's what we're getting into today with this situation. Okay, so sis sent us a DM. So let's get into this letter. All right, so she writes, "Hey girl, I'm DMing you because I saw a snippet of your podcast on TikTok." Hey, shout out to TikTok, y'all. All right. I have a situation I have to get off my chest because it has me stressed out and I'm not sure what to do. Let's just start off with the fact that my best friend is sneaking around with my older brother. I'm aware of it. My family's aware of it. But the only person not aware is his longtime girlfriend that has been like a sister to me. At first, I turned a blind eye and minded my business. But my girl is really falling in love with him. And I know deep down he is not serious about her. My friend always talks to me about him and is always around him at family functions, and it makes me feel stressed out. I can feel it starting to wear on our friendship. I already started to avoid her and not tell her about family parties. Now I feel trapped in the middle. I love my best friend and I don't want to see her get hurt. Part of me wants to sit her down and tell her the truth, that my brother really isn't into her like that and that she's investing way more than she should. But then there's the other side of it. I feel like I'm supposed to always have my brother's back and not mess up his thing. Okay. I don't want to lose my best friend, and I also don't want family drama. And I don't want to be blamed when their relationship eventually crashes. Because deep down, I already feel like it will. Girl, what do you do when everyone is wrong, but you're the one holding the information? Girl. Well, your whole family is holding the information, girl, because all of y'all know. And it's on this girl. But I get it. It's not your truth to tell. It's not your business to tell. But we gonna get into the situation, okay? Dang. First of all, I just want to thank you for trusting me with this situation, girl. And thank you for checking us out after you saw the little snippet. I'm gonna get better with the snippets, girls. Let me tell you something. Being stuck between family and friendship is one position I don't want to be in. It is the worst position. Especially when you didn't even create the mess. You know what I'm saying? But this is not your relationship to manage, girl. This is not your relationship. This is something that they set up. Right now, it feels really heavy because you really care about these two people. And that's why the heck you are stressed out, girl. I'll be stressed out too. It's, you know what I'm saying? Because this is like a ticking time bomb, you know? But caring doesn't mean you have to insert yourself in their situation. So caring does not mean that you have to insert yourself into a grown adult's bad decisions. I'm not saying it's a bad decision. I'm just saying if she already knew that he had a woman, because she's your best friend, so I know she know the girl. She's a long-time girlfriend too, and she's your best friend, so I already know she know about the girl. You know what I'm saying? So she already knew about the girl. And your brother know he got a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's a bad decision. So you care, but you can't be responsible for their bad decisions. Both of them are actively choosing this confusion, girl. And you did not put them together, so you do not have to save them, okay? Because that is a ticking time bomb and it is going to blow. And what you want to do is make sure you got shelter when that happened, girl. All right? But like I said, you're not responsible. You're not responsible for your friend's emotional investment. You could be supportive, but you know what I'm saying? You're not responsible for that. They made that decision. And you're not responsible for his girlfriend not knowing what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But the stress of all of it, I get it. That's where you're getting caught up, and that's where you wrote me today, and I get it. I get it, sis. I really do. But, you know, you have a few choices with this situation. There is a choice of being silent. Don't say nothing. But all silence is doing is prolonging the bomb, girl. Or it's going to prolong the bomb, and you're going to sit in misery for however long it takes dealing with this, you know, especially if this is a talk about him all the time and you stressed out already about it, and then you like, oh, you said you already distancing yourself from her, so you and her relationship is straining, you know, so silence isn't really going to be a good option for you. Another option is speaking to both of them, sitting down and have a conversation with your friend and your brother. You don't have to do it together. You could talk to them separately and say, listen, I feel uncomfortable. You know how this is making you feel. So what you can do is have a conversation with your best friend and say, listen, I love you very, very much. And I'm sorry to tell you, but this is really starting to affect our friendship. You know, you don't have to get into detail about how your brother don't really care about her, or I know for a fact that he's not gonna leave his girlfriend. But you don't have to get into all of that, because then that's like pulling you into their drama. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. You just have to you should just tell your friend that it makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel uncomfortable. So what I think we should do is we should link outside of my family functions, because I want to be able to go to my family functions and be good. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be at my family functions watching you flirting with my brother, checking to see if his girlfriend sees or notices it. I'm stressed the hell out, about to pass out, because I'm like, yo, if it go down, it's going to go down at Thanksgiving dinner, So maybe your friend should fall back, especially, that's kind of messy. You know what I'm saying? This woman be at all the functions. Why would you go to the functions knowing that you dealing with dude? And that's messy on your brother's behalf as well. So that's why you would have a conversation with your brother and let him know, listen, this is uncomfortable to me. That's my homegirl. You know what I'm saying? I get it that you like her or whatever, but I know what's going on. I know what's real. And you making me feel uncomfortable at our family functions. So I feel like if you want to have your little thing going on, I think you should have that going on outside of our family stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it off your chest, but you don't have to jump in their situation. Jumping in their situation would be you telling the brother how much your friend like him. And jumping in their situation is you telling your best friend, my brother's never leaving his girlfriend, so you way too invested in this. That's jumping in the middle, because you know what happened when you jump in the middle? You the main character. So guess what? You're going to be the person that ruined everything. Everybody's going to blame you. The girlfriend going to find out, she going to blame you, say, why you ain't tell me, blah, blah, blah. No. So what you do, you have a conversation with them separately outside of the family functions. You let them know, look, I'm not comfortable. And if y'all going to do this, y'all going to do this on your own. Y'all going to link on your own. Y'all not going to be doing this at our family functions. And we're going to leave it there. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand you want to be loyal to your friend and you want to be loyal to your brother. But girl, loyalty that costs you your peace is not loyalty, girl. That is pressure and problems. Okay? If you start to feel uncomfortable in your skin because other people are making bad decisions, that's when you got to do something, girl. Because the goal in this whole situation is for you to protect yourself. Okay? And stay the heck out of their mess. Because that's a mess, girl. I get it. You love both of them. And like your best friend is like loving your brother. So it's like, who do I choose? Like, who do I go? And at the end of the day, they shouldn't even have you in that situation. You know what I'm saying? They should not have you in the middle of that situation. And it's like, who crossed the line? You know? Your friend crossed the line, but ultimately, your brother had the power to get that situation up and running. You know what I'm saying? But we not blaming nobody for the situation. These two both came together and made this decision, this bad decision, that's going to blow up soon, eventually. So, and you know what might happen? What might happen is when you say that you feel uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? It might not even last much longer after that. When they start having to link outside of your family functions, and then your friend he's probably not gonna want to do all that because that's way too inconvenient for him. And plus he got a whole nother girl. You know what I'm saying? Then your friend's gonna start to see him pulling back. You're gonna start noticing that the brother is not looking out for her like he used to. And that's where the situation might fall apart, because that's when she's gonna start to realize on her own that the brother is not going to choose her over the girlfriend. And it might just fizzle out anyway. But at the end of the day, that's removing you from the middle of that situation. Because that situation can get ugly. Let me tell you something. One thing you don't want to do is get in the middle of One thing you don't want to do is get in the mix. Get in the mix. Because let me tell you, it's going to backfire on you every time. I don't want to say every time. I'm going to give it 99.9% of the time. It's going to backfire on you. Because people are going to look for somebody to blame. And it's always the person, it's always the messenger. It's never the person that wrote the damn letter. You know what I'm saying? It's never the one that created the situation. It's always the messenger. So, like I said, the best thing to do is remove yourself from the situation and let it go whatever way it's going to go. Because 9 times out of 10, it ain't going to last long. It ain't going to last fine. It's convenience. It's convenience because you are a common denominator. And if your homegirl has a problem with linking up with you outside of your family function, like if she gets insulted or mad, then maybe you should fall back from her for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it. We do be loving our men a little bit more than anybody else. But at the end of the day, that's your best friend. So her first loyalty should be to you, not your brother. That's not even her man. That's the guy she's sneaking with. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, either way, you want to fall back from the situation. And I just want to say, having somebody's back does not mean enabling their bad behaviors, protecting their lies. You're not there for that. And sacrificing your own mental health so that somebody else can get their rocks off is not cool. It's not cool. And trust me, I know the feeling to be somewhere and you know something. Because you know what? First of all, your whole family know, which is crazy. So all of y'all is on pins and needles over there at Thanksgiving dinner. Like, oh my God, please don't pour her a drink. Your girlfriend might find out. You know what I'm saying? Or grandma might let it slip. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Where y'all was at that? You know what I'm saying? Girl, my nerves would be shot. But no, I get it. You know, I definitely get where you're coming from with this. This is a hard decision. But my Nancy B. Love advice is for you is to fall back from the situation. Have a talk with both of them and just fall back. Don't give no additional information. Don't let her know how he feels about her. And not let him know how much that girl's in love with him. Because let me tell you something. You already know he's not leaving his girlfriend. But if a man know a woman is head over heels in love with him, girl, he gonna ride that horse till it don't ride no more. You hear me? Don't tell him, because that's just setting your friend up for failure. That's setting your whole girl up for failure, because your brother gonna ride that horse, girl. When guys know you love them, that's when they kick them shoes off, girl. They be like, oh, I'm comfortable. I could get comfortable. I could do what I want with sis. You know what I'm saying? Please don't tell him that your friend is in love with him, you know. But you know your brother better than anybody, stuff. At the end of the day, you already know, don't tell that boy nothing. Don't tell that man nothing. You know what I'm saying? But nah, sis, I get it. And I want you to write me back and let me know what ended up happening. But hoping that you do fall back. And I'm hoping that you don't get in the mix. And I hope when it explodes, you ain't even in the vicinity, girl. But ultimately, like I told you, with you falling back and them having a link outside of what's going on between y'all, I really think that the situation is going to fizzle out. I really think it's going to fizzle out. Once the common denominator is removed, you got to work a little harder. And men that have women already, they ain't working a little harder. They're not doing that. So that's number one. And number two, she's head over heels for him. So when he pull back, that's going to be an issue, because she going to start pressing him harder. Especially if she in love with him, she going to start pressing him harder. And that's when he going to be like, okay, maybe I need to fall back from sis, because she getting too caught up, you know? So do what you got to do, sis, and get back to us and let us know. All right? But that's the word from Nancy B. Love today, episode 5, Caught in the Middle. Listen, ladies, if you ever have a situation like this, fall back. Fall back, because like I said, 99.999% of the time, you want to be the one holding the match for that bomb, girl. So, all right? All right. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and join us next Thursday for our next situation. I do want to let you guys know you can DM your situations. You don't have to email them. You can DM me under Situations in the City or my Nancy B. Love page. If you find us on TikTok, if you see this video on TikTok, you see this video on YouTube, you can always email me at situationsinthecity@gmail.com. All right. See you next week. Cheers.